Salutations all, I'm Jockey, I'm here with my cat Mimi, and the time has come to play Super Mario Bros. You know, I got this new controller, it's great for playing platformers, and why not play one of the most famous platformers there is, as well as one of the most influential. Super Mario Bros. On the NES, released in 1985. Let us begin. So Super Mario Bros. Plays pretty simple. You have a jump button, of course, you hold down the jump button longer to jump higher, and you hold down the B button, or the run button, to move faster, which also means you can jump higher. There's all sorts of power-ups, like the orange mushroom, which makes you bigger and allows you to take a bigger hit, the green mushroom, which gives you an extra life, the flower, which allows you to shoot fireballs when you hit the B button, and the star, which makes you invincible for a short amount of time. You can also collect coins in the bricks, and those just serve as currency, and when you get 100 of them, you get an extra life, just like getting a green mushroom. And the extra lives are attempts, essentially. It's nothing new, especially even when this came out. Anyway, once you reach the end of the level, you grab the flagpole. How high you are on the flagpole determines the amount of points you get, and you move on to the next level, in this case, 1-2. The way worlds work in this game is there's 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and 1-4. So there's 1 through 1-4, and there's 8 worlds total. So the final level is 8-4. So 32 levels total. Not that many levels by today's standards, but considering if we die, we have to if we lose all of our lives and game over, we have to go back to the very beginning of everything. Then we best be careful among this 32 level journey. It's also good to know a lot of secrets, like a one-up mushroom there. Also, some of these pipes, there was one of these in World 1, but I didn't demonstrate it then. If you hit down on, you can actually go in the pipe, similar to how Mario did at the cutscene at the beginning of this stage. This whole level is an underground theme. It's got different music, it's got a different look. All the enemies are darker, which I'm guessing is just the shading, not actually a different enemy type. And you exit through the pipe, then taking you out to the normal level. Also, you have a time limit, which, if it goes out, of course, you die no matter what power-up you have, even though the fire flower and the mushroom give you an extra hit. But if the timer has a 1, a 3, or a 6 at the end, in the final digit when you end the level, then you get some fireworks. And the fireworks are just points. Points are meaningless in this game. They never get you lives, there's no continues that they get you. They're completely meaningless. 1-3, this stage is in the treetops, and it's got a lot of these moving platforms here, as well as these Koopa Troopas on wings called Paratroopas. Most of the main enemies are Goombas, who are the little brown guys walking along the ground, Koopa Troopas, who are those turtles, and I mean there's a couple others, like the piranha plants who come out of the plants, but that's the main group. Anyway, on to 1-4, which, as I said, is the final level in World 1. And 1-4 is in a castle, which has all these stone bricks. It's got its own music, of course, just like the underground theme had. And it's got a lot of these flaming fire bars, which spin around in a circle and attempt to attack you. I'm not the biggest fan of the music in this place. It's very repetitive and not that original. Those fire breath attacks are coming from this guy here, named King Koopa, or Bowser. And, all you gotta do is get over him, touch the axe, and then you're good. And Toad informs us that the game isn't over yet, and we're on to World 2-1. I do like how, at the end of every third level, the castle you enter after you, of course, get down the flagpole is bigger than most of the others, because you're going into the Bowser Castle, the one that's the final level of the game, or the final level of that world. And as you saw at the beginning of this level, we were exiting said castle. But anyway, in this game we play as Mario, as you can tell from the score above, or the name above the score over there, but if you have a second player who only goes after the first player dies, it's not turn-taking, it's... I don't know, it's weird, but if you have a second player, he's playing as Luigi, and Mario and Luigi in this game are a bit oddly colored. Mario had previously appeared in the arcade game Donkey Kong, but Mario and Luigi made their main series debut in the arcades as well with the arcade game called Mario Bros, in which you were competing, you were killing those Koopa Troopa enemies, even though I think they were called a different name, but they basically looked like Koopa Troopas. And then, you know, you had Mario and Luigi. Luigi was player 2, Mario was player 1, and they had pretty normal colors there. They were what we know them as now, where they have... Oh! World 2-2 is a water level where hitting the jump button will make you swim up. There's these blooper enemies, and there's also Cheep Cheeps later on. I love the music in the stage, by the way. But yeah, the water levels I actually find are really fun, but they're also not at all common. There's the Cheep Cheeps, they're just fish. And, where was I? With Mario Bros, Mario and Luigi had a red cap and red sleeves, or a green cap and green sleeves, depending on which one you were playing, and they both had blue overalls. In this game, it's a bit different. Mario has red overalls with a brown undershirt, and Luigi has white overalls with a green undershirt, or it might be the other way around. I think it's white overalls. Anyway, the point is they didn't look as they normally do. As you can see, I have 98 coins right there, so next time I pick up 2 coins, I'm going to be getting an extra life. World 2-3 is a bridge level in which Cheep Cheeps are flying everywhere. Hold on, I want these coins. Oh, and you might notice, I can't go backwards. Yep, that's a bit of a flaw with the original Mario. That and the kind of sticky control scheme. If I had to describe each Mario game's physics, and the NES and the Super Nintendo games, in terms of just how fast you speed up, your momentum, I would say Super Mario Bros., the original game, is very sticky and buttery. Like, you can't turn around in midair very easily, and you know, your jumps, they don't jump nearly as high as they do in later games. You can't bounce off of enemies like you do in later games. Mario 2 USA I would describe as precise, just because the run button was given afterwards, so... I mean, they did it quickly, and it didn't have any, like, lag or anything. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a bit more slippery, since they put a bit more care into it, and there's a lot more mechanics that involved running. And Super Mario World I would describe as perfection. But anyway, 2-4, this is the castle of World 2. Over here we have these platforms, and these ones can be a bit tricky. Whew, I can't believe I made it. Anyway, we're gonna be hopefully making it to Bowser with this Fire Flower in hand. There we are. And now we're gonna hit him with as many flames as possible, and that actually kills him. The axe doesn't take out the bridge for whatever reason. And you might have noticed that when we killed Bowser, he turned into a Koopa Troopa shell. That's because these enemies we're facing in 1-4, 2-4, all the way up to 8-4, or prior to 8-4, they're not actually Bowser, they're just enemies dressed up as Bowser. We don't face the real guy until 8-4. But anyway, World 3, this has got a nighttime/winter theme, where all of the grassy, like, hills in the back are all white, and the background is all black. And I'm not gonna lie, this night theme is really boring. It's just black. There's no stars, there's no, like, there's no moon out in the sky, it's just black. I mean, granted, the sky, it has clouds in it, but that was already in the daytime theme. 3-1 also has a notorious glitch in the game in order to get you infinite lives, but I've never been that good at it. Personally, if you want an easy road through this game, well, I'll cover that later, the Warp Zone. It's right here. Jumping on these turtles, like, on the staircase, you can do infinitely, just because there's no bouncing and such. I don't know, I've never been a master of it myself.